Evening guys and welcome to another stream. Tonight we're at Brands Hatch for round 6 of the Gr4 season 9. Just waiting on a couple of racers and we'll get into the stock check. Tonight, in fact, everyone's here. Couple of subs for tonight. We got GRT Chaos Rising covering for TNT, GRT TNT now, and Shell Shock's covering for Foxy, who's still not racing with us at the moment, but hopefully he'll get things sorted soon. As I say, we'll have a stock check race in a minute, but then jumping to 7 minutes of qualifying in 2 groups, and then we get into our main race, 19 laps. American manufacturers for tonight. Just wait for B Racing to get on track. And away we go. Stop check race, 1 lap, no holes barred, punt fest. One rule, there are no rules. Good old-fashioned free-for-all. Get ready to go. Tabby in prime punting position, and away we go. Grizzle in his Viper was a bit slow off the line. Wrighton is making a push for the title. Grizzle goes wide. Screech joining to play in the sand. Complete chaos and T1. Oh, sorry. Well, with the Druids and on to Graham Hill. Gad's in the lead. Mash in second. Shell Shock in third. Chaos giving it a little push. Right and fighting with B. 5th and 6th. Screech going very wide. So we have Gad with Mash on his inside. There's Gad just letting him by so he can just get him out of the way in a bit. Chaos goes very wide but keeps it going. Gad kind of missed out on his punt there. Evening Fubs through Sheen and Chaos ensures. We have Mash, Shell Shock, B. Wrighton's managed to get back up into 3rd, PBE all over the shop. And Shell Shock lining Mash up as they go through Clark Curve and head towards the line. Mash holding that inside. And across the line, Shell Shock in 3rd, Wrighton in 3rd, Grizzle in 4th, Hippie in 5th, Screech in 6th, PB in 7th, B in 8th, Nick in 9th, Gad in 10th. Timmy in 11th, Hat in 12th. There is, if you want Fubs, there is a spot. If you want to jump in, you're welcome to, mate. So Mash there with a win. If we just have a look at the result. So Mash for the win, Shell Shock, Wrighton, Grizzle, Hippie, Screech, PB, B, Nick, Gad, Timmy, Hat, and Chaos in 13th. And as always, I forgot to use my keyboard. Just change the lobby over. So tonight, Brands Hatch, 19 laps. Tyres tonight are Racing Super Softs and Racing Softs. Tyre wears at times 4, fuels at times 8. Starting fuel is at 70%. As I say, just waiting for Fubs now to join up. So we'll have a look at the grid. Well, you know, if you're still there, Fubs, you'll be in Group 1. Just for a bit of information while we wait, a Gr4 league, Timmy is 26 points in the lead over Mash in second, PB's in third on 85, then you've got B Racing with 85 points, Hat Maris on 76, and Hippie leading the midfield, 59 points, with Gadda behind him at 58, TNT on 51, Nick on 49, and Wright on 47, and then Screechy on 30. On 30, sorry. Let me just. Just wait for Hat to restart. Oh yeah, Hippie. Yeah, you do that, mate. And so just waiting for Hat to come back. And my mic car for tonight is a TVR Tuscan speed 6, which I have been informed is quite drivable. So it might not have the usual entertainment level. So while we wait, we'll have a look at a few of the cars going round. So Screechy's got a late teammate in Fubs, and everyone's got their racing number, which is nice. Dr. Vodka. Ooh, I like the sound of that. So I'll let you pick what's the calling vote for tonight then, Budge. Kitty litter by anybody, or just Screechy? Or is wall contact? Okay. So right, we're getting into qualifying. Three, four, 5, 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So as we got our group ones going out having a warm-up lap. Timmy a country mile in front of everybody else. We have Mash there, Fubs, Righton, PB, Chaos and Grizzle. So on this out lap we'll keep an eye on Grizzle, because he will be our marker for when the Group 2s can go out. So, Timmy already ran Paddock Hill Bend. And now the Group 2s will go out for their warm-up lap. So you have Timmy! Round Hawthorne. Round Sheen. Down to Stirling. onto clearways. And Clark curve. And to the line. The time of 1:20, 1:28. Mash coming up to the line. The 1:29. Fubs there with the 1:28, 1:30. So if we look, so PB second on the grid, 28.7. Mash in third. That's what he aims, Friday night. Fubs in 4, Wrighton in 5th, GR Chaos in 6th, Grizzle in 7th, and we have Nick coming up to start his lap. Round Paddock Hill Bend. Through Druids. Nick is leading and Gad right behind him. B. Shell Shock, Hippie, Hat, and Screechy. So if we go back to Nick as he goes through Pilgrim's Drop onto Hawthorne. Unfortunately picked a little penalty up there as he goes to Dingledale. Through Surtees, no Sterling's, sorry. With Gad closing right in up on him. He kills his penalty off, and I guess the 1:33. Gad is up to 7th with the 1:30. B's over the line with the 4th best time of 1:29.7. Shell Shock coming up to the line now with a 1:29.346, which is again good enough for 4th. Hippie now just coming up to the line with a 1:33.83. And we have Hat Maris coming to the line now with a 1:31.87. Which leaves Screechy now. He left a bit late coming out. Up through Druids. He's obviously starting on the soft tyres. And Graham Hill. So we have a full 14 races tonight, which is fantastic. Thank you guys. Everyone else now as it goes to Pilgrim's Drop onto Hawthorne, into Dingledale, through Sheen, nicely held there by Screechy. Through Sterling's onto Clearways. Hello Racer 294, welcome to the stream. Just finishing off qualifying here. Screech now coming up to the line with a 1:29.855, which is good enough for 6th place. So our grid is Timmy in 1st. PB in 2nd, Mash in 3rd, Shell Shock in 4th, B in 5th, Screechy in 6th, Hat in 7th, Fubs in 8th, Wrighton in 9th, Chaos in 10th, Gad in 11th, Hippie in 12th, Nick in 13th, Grizzle in 14th. So let's just bask in Screechy and his super duper lap. Oh, look at them. Doing their community service there and cutting the grass. Now I do think PB's is an interesting choice, but he does like that Mustang. Let's have a look. So we got Corvette, Mustang, Viper, 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 Corvette, 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 Corvette. Your Hippie and Grizzle are both in the Viper. So now we go to our race. As I said previously, 19 laps. Starting fuel is 70%. Tyre wears on ×4. Fuels on ×8. It's racing super soft and racing soft tyres are the choice tonight. You have to use both compounds unless you go for a no stopper. And then more. Let's get this start going. Right and jump the start. So that's screwed his race to start with. And the ones. So our top two got out clearly. Mash there in third. Screechy's had a cracking start. He's up into 4th place. Into Druids. Hat Maris has made a jump as well. Shell Shock there in 6th place. This will be a test of Hat's driving on the wheel. Oh, PB's gone out. Can we see what happened to him? Through Clark. Sorry, get Damon Graham Hill. Surtees. Oh, and just got his back wheels onto the grass. So Timmy in the lead, Mash in 2nd, and Screechy all the way up to 3rd. He does like that Mustang there. So Screechy and Hat into 4th, Shell Shock in 5th. Chaos in 6th with Fubs right, looking to get past him as quickly as possible. And Fubs in 7th, I apologise. B in 8th. Gad in 9th. Nick in 10th. Grizzle in 11th. Hippie in 12th. Wrighton in 13th. PB in 14th. So our top, so Timmy started to pull a lead out on Mash already. Screech now coming under intense pressure from Hat and Shell Shock. Through Graham Hill. It was an unlucky start. Obviously looking for a different line. Chaos unfortunately has been mugged by both B and Fubs, and now has Gad closing in. B with that Corvette train behind him. Timmy already the 2-second lead, just out of interest. So Timmy is on the super softs. Screechy. You know, Screechy's on the soft tyres so he can go a bit further, but now he's got Hat and Shell Shock. As they finish going through clearways and onto Clark Curve. Screech just holding his line. Hat's tucked in nicely. Screech goes wide for Paddock Hill. Hat gets through just. To go Pilgrim's Rise. To Druids. Shell Shock making the move on Screech. Screech drop back down into 5th place. But Screech is saying, no! You shall not pass. Through Graham Hill. Side by side. They head up to Surtees. Screech has got the inside line. Does he get it? He does, and keeps it on the inside line. And Screech and Shell Shock fighting. This allowed Fubs and B-Race to get close right in. So we'll have a quick. So we have Timmy, Mash, Hat, Screech, with Shell Shock, Fubs, B-Racing. Chaos just a little bit back, with his teammate Nick behind him. So obviously they'll be Brighton in 10th, Gad in 11th, PB already up into 12th place, looking to make up on that early error. Hippie in 13th with his teammate Grizzle in 14th. Screech and Shell Shock through clearways onto Clark Curve. And Fubs makes the move on Shell Shock, so Fubs now is up into 5th place. Shell Shock's dropped down to 6th, and if he's really unlucky, he's going to drop down to 7th. They go down Paddock Hill Bend. And Shell Shock's coming back. They head up into Drews, and Fubs has made the move on Screech, and he has. And Shell Shock's using the gap that Fubs has opened, but Screech went, no, you will not pass. I'll let my teammate get his way through onto lap 4. We have Timmy in the lead, Mash in 2nd, Hat in 3rd, Fubs in 4th, and then we have Screech in 5th with Shell Shock and B right behind him. Wrighton's got in front of the pack, but he has now got PB, who's up into 9th place. PB's looking like he's trying to get past Wrighton now. And he is, he's having a look. As they go down to Dingledell. Oh, nicely saved there by PB. Pushing those cars. Oh, Wrighton. Yes, that would be a penalty. Bit too much sheen. And it comes over the lines. PB now up into 8th place. Screech still keeping Shell Shock. Just out of interest to see what Shell Shock can be. Them both on the super softs. Screechy holding well onto 5th place. Not allowing Budge to have any reason to drink apart from cheering on his good racing into Druids. Screechy was a little bit slow going through there into Graham Hill. Up to Surtees. Shell Shock having a good route round in Screech's prison pocket. Side by side as they go into Pilgrim's Drop. Screech went no. And now they've got PB closing back up on them. Through Hawthorne. And Fubs is starting to get a little bit of a gap. Into Dingledell. Through Sheen. PB's definitely closing up on these. Screech just riding his line. Onto clearways. And we have our first pitty. Timmy is into the pits. So Mash is now into the lead. Hat in 2nd. Screechy in 3rd because Fubs is into the pits. PB's into the pits as well. Screech and Shell Shock. Onto Druids, Pilgrim's Rise, and up to Druids. There's nothing separating these 3 races. There's all of half a second between Screech and B, who's in 5th place. So if we now have a look, we have Mash in the lead, Hat in 2nd, Screech in 3rd, Shell Shock is basically in Screech's car in 4th, B in 5th, Gad in 6th, Hippie in 7th, Teme in 8th after his pit stop, PB in 9th after his, Fubs in 10th after his pit stop, Wrighton in 11th after his, Chaos in 12th, Nick in 13th, Grizzle there in 14th. So Screech's run out of fuel. Oh, that's unfortunate for Screech. The Hat into the pits. And with that Viper which is better on the fuel. So B up into 3rd place. Hat in the pits. Tebe up into 4th place. So obviously already got round Hippie. Screech made it to the pits. So after our first batch of pit stops on lap 6 and 7, although Mash has still got to come in, he's got 8 seconds over on Shell Shock, who's in 2nd place. B's in 3rd, Timmy in 4th place, Hippie in 5th, Hat in 6th, PB in 7th, Fubs in 8th, Wrighton in 9th, Chaos in 10th, Gad in 11th, Nick in 12th, Screech in 13th, Grizzle there in 14th. You got B 1.3 seconds behind, but Timmy is leading out the pack. And we have Hat with his teammate closing up behind, PB in 7th. Fubs just outside that slip zone behind PB, right 3 seconds back, who's got a 3-second gap over Chaos. Chaos coming under increasing pressure from Gad through Sheen. So we got Mash and Shell Shock into the pits. So Teme is back into the lead. Chaos just letting Gad get by. Hippie into the pits. So we have Teme leading the race by 10 seconds over Mash in 2nd place. Hat in 3rd, who has closed right up on Mash now after the pit stops. And at the moment we have Teme with the fastest lap of a 1:28.783. And Hat is closing in on Mash in that Viper. And in fact he's opening the gap up on PB. Through Hawthorne. And I can never remember that corner. Westfield into Dingledale. Mash seemed to be slightly quicker through that little section there. We have PB. And we have Shell Shock and Fubs. Shell Shock has just come out to the pits, so he obviously just come out in front of Fubs. Fubs is going, right, I'm having you. Heading to Clark. A little bit of contact between the ex-teammates. Onto the Brabham Straight. Fubs there in 5th place. Shell Shock in 6th. Wrighton in 7th. B in 8th. Gad in 9th. Chaos in 10th. Nick in 11th. Hippie in 12th. Screech in 13th. Grizzle in 14th. But Teme holding clear with that 10-second lead over Mash, who is now starting to push out that gap on Hat, and PB starting to close up on Hat now. Fub's getting a bit of clear air between him and Shell Shock as we're on lap 9 of 19. Through Hawthorne. B looking to make the move on Gad, because Gad's defendant's allowing Chaos to close back up. Let's go watch it from the Chaos's pace. Through Sheen. Chaos unfortunately picking up a little bit of penalty, so that means he's going to drop back. So now we have B, Gad. Looks like Shell Shock's trying to make a move on Fubs again. Through Paddock Hill Bend. All Fubs a bit wide as they head into Druids. PB has now closed right up on his teammate in Hat through Surtees, and in fact PB's powering out fastest, getting purple sectors. Pilgrim's Drop through Hawthorne onto Westfield. Dingledale, through Sheen and Surtees, Sterling, sorry, onto Clearways, up to Clark Curve. PB is close right. That's seriously with a 1:29.175, so we're now on lap 11. Pilgrim's Rise to Surtees, with Gad still holding B off. Chaos just running wide. Hippie there in 10th. Looks like Nick may have had a little bit of an accident, because he's allowed Screech's close right up on him. To Graham Hill. Into Surtees. Screech certainly got the moves on Nick there. Heading down to Hawthorne, sorry, down Pilgrim Drop to Hawthorne. Nick's just got that inside line as they go round. And Wrighton's done a second pit stop through Westfield. For a change, Nick Screech is having a route around in someone else's prison pocket. Timmy has got him for his second pit stop. Through Sterling's and on to Clearways. Through Clark Curve. It goes wide. Screech has a little look on the inside and does. It's not helped by PB coming out of the pits. Screech gets the inside as they go for Druids. A little bit of contact, but nothing malicious about that. They just suddenly had a slower moving car appear in front of them. So after the second pit stop, PB has closed right up on Timmy. Screech has made his move on Nick and Screech is through. But will PB make the move back? Screechy in 11th place there. Safely through Hawthorns. Onto Westfield. Into Dingledale. So let's have a look at our grid. We have Mash in the lead. Fubs in 2nd. Shell Shock in 3rd. Hat in 4th. Having a restock of fuel. We have Gad in 5th place. Into the pits. B into the pits with him. Chaos is now up into 5th place. Hat B come out in the middle of all of this. That could be scary. It's Timmy's come out in the clear. B's in 5th. Hat in 6th. Chaos in 7th. PB in 8th. Hippie in 9th. Screechy there in 10th place. So we've got quite an intense battle going on here. Timmy there in 4th place. B in 5th. Hat in 6th. Chaos in 7th. PB in 8th. Hippie in 9th. Screechy in 10th. Wrighton in 11th. Gad in 12th after his 2nd pit stop. And Nick also in 13th after his 2nd pit stop. Grizzle there in 14th. Mash going around for another lap. Fubs is into the pits. So that puts Shelley up into 2nd place. Timmy in 4th. B in 5th. Hat in 6th. Chaos in 7th. Chaos is obviously coming into the pits. And Hippie joining him. So PB there is up into 6th place. Screechy in 8th. So Fubs come out in 6th. Oh no. Looks like we've had some contact there. So we have B coming across the line. Through Praddock. Oh, and he just got the kids litter and he took Hat out into the process. Thankfully, he didn't take anybody else. So B now's dropped down to 7th and Hat in 8th. That was unfortunate for Hat. So Mash now in the lead on lap 14. Shell Shock in 2nd. He's going to be coming into the pits. Timmy in 3rd place. PB now back up into 4th. Fubs in 5th. Screechy back into 6th, but he's going to have to come into the pits this lap. B there in 7th with Hat in 8th. Wrighton in 9th. Hippie in 10th. Gad in 11th. Chaos in 12th. Nick in 13th. Grizzle in 14th. So we have Mash going. When did Mash go in the pits? So Mash has been conservative with his fuel. He's got a 16-second lead over Timmy in 2nd place. Shelley after his pit stop is in 3rd. PB in 4th. With Fubs right behind him. B in 6th. Hat in 7th. Wrighton in 8th. Hippie in 9th. Gad in 10th. Chaos in 11th. Screechy comes back out in 12th after his 2nd pit. Nick in 13th. Grizzle in 14th. So Mash. This is the battle we're going to see. Because Mash certainly seems to have the fuel that'll get him to the end as we just 4 laps to go. Through Sterling's. I just need to have a drink. So Timmy, 13 seconds back on Mash. Shell Shock there in 3rd. PB in 4th. with a lot of pressure from Fubs behind him. So basically a good recovery by PB after that lap 1 incident. Fubs in 5th, B in 6th, with a fuming Hat after being killed. Start lap 16, and Wrighton there in 8th place, Hippie in 9th, Gad in 10th, Chaos in 11th, Screechy in 12th, Nick in 13th, Grizzle in 14th. Just letting Mash get past, I think. Timmy, 11 seconds behind. Can Timmy make any end roads just on Mash's lead? Can PB close up and give Shelley a tough last couple of laps? Or will Fubs just put increased pressure on PB and may force him into a mistake as they go through Sheen into Sterling's? Much tighter line by Fubs there along clearways into Clark Curve. Onto the Brabham Straight. Fubs very much in that slipstream. Timmy! 9 seconds back now. Al Wrighton's back into the pits. And we have B and Hat coming down Paddock Bend. Having a little look at the Druids. B went straight to the inside. Hat looking for the wide. Swing back in. If B has to keep this defensive driving on, could this allow Gad to close up? He's 4 seconds back at the moment, but Gad now is coming under pressure from Hippie. Chaos and Screechy's cutting a bit of the grass there. Through Surtees. He's got Wrighton not too far behind him. And now Timmy! 7 seconds back. Because PB's having to defend off Fubs. It's allowing Shelley to get away in 3rd place. Onto the Brabham Straight to start the penultimate lap. Down Paddock Hill, up Pilgrim's Rise, and on to Druids. But he obviously looked a bit slower there. Tyres slightly a little bit worn. To Graham Hill. And obviously I look away. So obviously on Surtees, Fubs made his move on PB. Oh, PB nearly did the same mistake as lap 1, which allowed Fubs up into 4th place. BM to doing some serious defending now. It almost looks like he is holding Hat up through Sheen. They get ready to start the final lap. And as Mash on the final lap, he's got 3.7 second lead over Timmy. Can Mash hold on for the win? Fubs now. PB's managed to get back in front of Fubs. Let's have a look at this. Fubs has obviously had an incident, so we're on the last lap. So we'll have a rundown. We have Mash in the lead, 2.9 seconds in front of Timmy in second, Shellshock in third, PB in fourth, Fubs in fifth, B in sixth, still holding off Hat in seventh, and Gad's now, with all this defensive, Gad's closed right up. I'm just going to have a quick... They're down to Sterling's. Mash has managed to hold on to get a cracking victory. Timmy! 1.7 seconds, they go through Clark Curve. But Mash is there to take the victory. Well done, Mash. Nice win there. Timmy in second. Shelley's coming up to the line in third. PB in fourth. Fubs is clear in fifth. But Gad and Hat side by side as they go towards Clark. Final corner. Well, Hat looks, but B holds on. Hat in seventh, Gad in eighth, Hippie in ninth. Brighton in 10th, Chaos in 11th, Screech over the line in 12th in reverse. And Nick here coming to the line as his car runs out of fuel in 13th, with Grizzle in 14th. So there we go. There we go, Mash with a victory. Just save the replay. A quick look at the results. So Mash with a win, Timmy in second, Shellshock in third, PB in fourth, Fubs in fifth, B in sixth, Hat in seventh, Gad in eighth, Hippie in ninth, Wrighton in 10th, Chaos in 11th, Screech in 12th, Nick in 13th, and Grizzle in 14th. Now I've been told that this car is quite drivable, but I find that hard to believe. Now that's the livery you expect on a Tuscan. And as you can see, Timmy has become the latest member of GRT. Wow. Interesting livery on Chaos's. I'm also interested to see how he's doing 2 laps in. Herbie's fault again. There's a drink for you, Budge. Me getting the lobby wrong. Wow, that is a livery and a half on Chaos's car. I almost missed him going off there. Oh, that's put quite a dent in the back of PB's car. Right, I'm going full on Poppy appeal. Good lad. A nice spinnies. We always like a spinny. Mash manning to hold it on the grass. Gr4 in his customary blue. Let's have a look. We have Kebab. Whoever said this car was drivable? Obviously, it looks alright. Handfuls through sheen. See how Mash copes with it. Down through Dingledale. Nice and planted through Sheen. But then Sterling's bit of sideways action. Right, and going with the old Fubs technique of having the windscreen wipers going. As is always the case, 8 laps. Tyre wear times 6, fuel times 5. Starting fuel 100%. So Nick's going with the fastest time so far. Obviously Gad's going for a bit of drift practice. How have we got everybody? So everyone's on grid. Borja. Reverse skid, rolling start. Reverse skid. Nick's just seems to be... To me, he's now starting to get to the grips with it. Everyone's got used to the car now. But here we go. Marmite race. My 20-year-old car now. Reverse grid, rolling start. Just out of interest, I'd like to see where the back races start. Right in the middle of Clark Curve, and away we go. So we Grizzle on pole as we head into Paddock Bend. I think Nick's already closing in. Nick's already gone for the lead through Druids, heading down to Graham Hill. Right, I'm doing a bit of grass cutting. Save that for after the race, right on. Surtees. And Grizzle going to have to build some sandcastles, so that's allowed Screechy up into second. Chaos there in third, Wrighton in fourth, Hippie in fifth, Gad in sixth, Hat in seventh, B in eighth, Fubs in ninth. Grizzle already dropped down into the 11th behind PB with Timmy, Shell Shock and Mash bringing up the rear, and Nick already with a 2.3 second lead over Screechy in second as they go through Sheen. Right, trying to push his way past Rock Chaos, but Chaos is having none of it. We have got a whole gaggle of cars here. We'll have a look from Gad's place. Middle of the pack of these. Through Clark Curve we go. And now Brighton coming under increasing pressure from Hippie. Hippie has the inside for Paddock Hill. Round we go. Hippie there, up into 5th. Brighton a bit sideways. And in fact, Brighton, and I think may have been a little bit of contact from Hippie, which Hippie just let him back through. But Gad's made his way through on Brighton, but Brighton's holding on. Oh, and there's contact from Brighton there, but Gad manages to hold it. So Gad's up into 4th place. Brighton in 5th. B in 6th. Hippie now in 7th with Fubs. Fubs there behind him. And Timmy flying hell out of the hat in 9th. And just let him. Timmy! And PB through. So Nick still out in front, 2.8 seconds in front of Screech in 2nd. He's got 1.6 second lead over Chaos. He's got a 3-second gap over Gad in 4th, with Hippie in 5th, Timmy in 6th, Hat in 7th, Brighton in 8th. Can we see where Brighton went to Cropper? Looks like there was absolute chaos on that corner. Not sure who's caused that. As we start lap 3, Nick has a 3-second gap over Screech, who's holding that 1.5 over Chaos. Gad there in 4th with Timmy and Hippie in 5th place, and Hippie in 6th. Timmy holding that tighter line through Druids. We're going to Graham Hill. Hippie in 6th. Right there in 7th. Hat in 8th. Shelley in 9th. Mash in 10th. And Mash back up into 9th, so Shelley into 10th. PB in 11th. Fubs in 12th. B in 13th, and Grizzle there in 14th. While we've been away, we've missed the Timid. Oops. On Surtees, Timmy made the move. He's now pulling away. So we have Nick in the lead as we're about to start lap 4. 4 seconds in the lead of Screechy in 2nd place, who now has got a 3-second gap over Chaos, who now has got a charging Timmy closing in on him. And now Hippie making the move on Gad. They're going to Paddock Hill. Hippie to keeping it sensible. We have Brighton in 7th. He's got a Hat closing in. Mash in 9th. Shelley in 10th. I'm doing PB making the move. Shelley getting shoved wide. A Hat coming under pressure from Mash. Mash with a much tighter line. So Mash is up into 8th place. But our 2 at the front. Nick's leading the way, 5 seconds to the good as he goes through Sheen. Onto Surtees, onto Sterling's, I apologise. Screech with a 4-second gap over Chaos in 3rd. Gad in 4th, Hippie in 5th, Wright in 6th, Mash in 7th, Hat in 8th, Shelley in 9th, PB in 10th, Fubs in 11th, B in 12th, and Timmy into 12th place as B gets rid of his penalty. Grizzle there in 14th. And we have our first pitty. Chaos is into the pits. Get some new rubber on. Gad and Hippie still fighting. Screech and Nick will be going, keep it up. Gad's managed to get some clear air now. So he goes through Druids on lap 5. Screech not making, in fact, Nick is just pulling away from Screechy. But Screechy, because Gad's having to fight with Hippie, and that little bit of a fight with Timmy, has allowed Screech to get a 6-second gap. And Hippie closes in. I think Gad just managed to pull it back out again as the head down Druid's drop. Pilgrim's drop, I apologise. We have Wrighton there in 5th place. With Mash and Chaos. And remember, Chaos is on fresh rubber. Through Westfield, down Dingledale. Up to Sheen. Right, much slower. Mash managed to get the inside as they go through Sterling's. Back in kicks out and Chaos is making the move on Wrighton as well. So Mash at the moment is up into 5th. Chaos is in 6th. Wrighton's dropped down in 7th. Through Cart Curve, and unfortunately Chaos get end up push wide. And in fact, Wrighton's made the move back on Mash. So Wrighton back into 5th place, Mash in 6th, PB in 7th, Shelley in 8th, Timmy in 9th, Chaos in 10th, Hat in 11th, Fubs in 12th, B into the pits, Grizzle there in 14th, and we have Nick still leading on lap 6, 7 seconds to the good of Screechy. He's got 6.5 seconds over on Gad, who's still coming, not being able to get rid of Hippie. And as they head towards Pilgrim's Shop, Hippie looking like he might try and make the move as they go into Hawthorns. Side by side they go. This is never going to end well. Gad just backs out, so Hippie's up into 3rd place. And this is all about paying into the leading the Gr4, the Marmite League. Gad's making the move as they go through Dingledale up to Sheen. Safely shoot Sheen. We have Mash in the lead, but I think he's with a lead of, let me just have a look rather than guess. Mash with a 2-point lead over Hippie for the Gr4 Marmite. So now we have Nick leading, Screechy in 2nd, Hippie in 3rd, Gad in 4th, Wrighton in 5th, Mash in 6th, and Timmy already back up into 7th place, Shelley in 8th, Chaos in 9th, Hat in 10th, B in 11th, PB in 12th, Fubs in 12th, PB in 13th, and we have Grizzle back in 14th. So we're on to the penultimate lap. Nick still leading. Screechy holding firm in 2nd with a 5-second gap. Come on Screechy, you can do it, and so can you Nick. Hippie there in 3rd, who's now managed to pull away from Gad, who's in 4th place. Mash in 5th. Now Timmy looking to make the move on Wrighton as they go through Sheen, and it ends up with Timmy being sent off into the Shadow Realm. So Shelley's there up into 7th. We have Mash in 5th, Wrighton in 6th. There's Shelley looking to make a move on Wrighton. Side by side they go as they head into Paddock Hill. And we're on to the final bend. Shelley manages to hold as they go up towards Druids. I think there was a little bit of contact by Wrighton there. Shelley managed to hold it. They're down to Graham Hill. So we have Nick leading the race, 7 seconds in front of Screechy in second. Who's got a hippie, 3.7 seconds back from him. Gad in 4, Mash in 5th, Shelley in 6th, Wrighton in 7th, Tabay in 8th, Chaos in 9th, B in 10th, and with the fastest lap, Fobs in 11th, PB in 12th, Hat in 13th, Grizzle in 14th. And now Shelley's got past right and he's pulled away. In fact, he's closing up on Mash, who goes a bit wide. And we'll just see Nick come across the Brabham Straight to take the win. Well done, Nick. Another victory there. And here's Screechy for his 2nd place. Well done, Screech. And Hippie. Solid 3rd place and across the line. And here comes Gad to take 4th. And Mash holds off Shelley. Mash and Fish, Shelley in 6th. Wrighton in 7th. Timmy in 8th. Chaos in 9th. There we got B coming to the line to take 10th. Fubs in 11th. PB in 12th. And we have Hat and Grizzle coming along now. Hat across the line in 13th. And Grizzle across the line in 14th. So B with the fastest lap. The guys at the back with the experience points. So there we go, Nick with his 2nd Marmite victory. Well done, Nick. Have a quick look at the results. So Nick with the win, Screechy in 2nd, Hippie in 3rd, Gad in 4th, Mash in 5th, Shelley in 6th, Wrighton in 7th, Timmy in 8th, Chaos in 9th, B in 10th, Fubs in 11th, PB in 12th, Hat in 13th, and Grizzle in 14th. And everybody's typing. So there we go, guys. At this point, guys, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed it, and if you want to see more and haven't already, hit the subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow night for round, I think it's round 5 of multi-class, 60 minutes round Fuji. Thanks again, guys. Catch you later. Bye-bye.